Bobby Kavian, and I'm standing with Nick Diaz. How's it going, man?
It's going well.
How do you feel for Saturday?
I feel great. I feel even better now, to be honest. I didn't expect to feel this good, is what I mean by that.
Was it difficult to cut weight?
No. I've always fought at this weight. I know what I have to do to make weight, and I don't make it a problem for myself. So.
How does it feel to have a brother and you both fight? I mean, you work together basically.
Yeah, we do. You know what? Honestly, I don't like sparring my brother. We train jiu-jitsu real hard. We go full speed, jiu-jitsu. And but as far as sparring goes, I have a lot of sparring with my brother, and I just wish there was guys that are as good that could work, consecutive rounds, because there's not always. Even these boxers, I find pro boxers, they can't give me more than 4 rounds, and if so, they won't come back the next day. They want to try to, regroup and figure out what they got to do and then come back, and they're real competitive in practice, boxers, So, I end up having to spar my little brother a lot. And, I wish I had the sort of money to fly the right type of people in or something like that. I get some better sparring. You'd see a better performance out of me. But, I mean, I do what I got to do, and I take sparring with my brother, and I know he needs it too. But, honestly, I don't like it. I don't want to hit my brother, you know what I mean? And I'm sick of it, I got to do something, on account of finding a lot of different people to work with. But he's been a really big help for me, and I really owe him like the whole world. And I kind of left him hanging, on his last fight a little bit, on account of the same thing I'm saying now. I don't like sparring on my brother, especially when he's not as strong as me, because he's training to fight. So now he's a lighter weight than me, and I'm over here, eating all the calories I want, and then I'm going in there sparring on my brother. I don't want to work. I don't want to get in there and start, trying to work my brother over. You know what I mean? So, I don't like sparring my friends either. I like to have real. That's the problem MMA doesn't understand. You can't just spar. You ain't working out hard if you're hitting on your friends. And then if that's your friends, then you ain't friends. And then if you ain't friends, you ain't hanging out together. And if you ain't hanging out together, then you ain't living the life. And if you ain't living the life of MMA, then good luck. Because I am. So you're gonna fight me, you're in trouble.
How was your training camp for this fight?
I don't call it a training camp. I don't know where this MMA term came from. This camp. There's no campground. There was no tents, and it was like, there's always a fighter on my team that has a fight. If it's not me, then it's my brother. Hopefully we're not having fights 2 weeks, or like a month apart. It works. What I mean is I got so many fighters at the Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy.
Yep.
That there's always training. There's always, training camp, if you will. It's not a camp. This is where everybody lives. They train there, and they're there for practice. It doesn't disperse and then come back like how everybody else's shit does. And they start calling me, hey, will you come to my camp? And then shit doesn't go right. You ain't gonna get that going, every fight. So, the way it works is we all train together, live together, and then the rest of my team, that are in a different spot, they all train together and live together. We're in 3 different spots, and then we all meet up at one spot, and we all, we're like family. I know all the Gilbert Melendez, Jake Shields, my brother. I got a full group of guys in Lodi. They got a full group of guys in San Francisco, Berkeley, and in over at Gilbert Melendez's gym.
Yep.
So, there's always these guys fighting. And if anybody ever calls me and needs my help, I'm on my way out there, And I think that helps me out a lot, too. So there is no such thing as training camp for a fight. Everybody knows when someone's fighting, and everybody gets on the ball and gets in gear and helps out, because we're a team. If one of my guys lose, I lose. That's my loss, too, So.
Can I ask you about your opponent?
That's why, we don't just let anybody come here and fight out of we don't, recruit champions or fighters. We build them, They started here. I started 15 years old under Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I trained with Half Gracie and a lot of those guys from there. I was really competitive with the Half Gracie team, all growing up in Jiu-Jitsu, competition. And then, when we get older, we're on the same team, you know, pretty much. Once we all get to that higher level, then, you know, we're all one team. And I had, you know, a lot of good experience with some of the best jiu-jitsu guys that there are, you know, and that's because I'm from, you know, Cesar Gracie's Jiu-Jitsu, and that is the training camp. It's not a camp. It's where I train.
Yeah.
You know.
Can I ask you about your opponent, Cyborg? How do you think it's gonna end up on Saturday?
Either I win or I go to the hospital. I think that, you know, if I lose to this guy, it's not going to be because it's submission or something. It's going to be because of, you know, either I get split wide open or I get knocked out. So, you know, a lot of people should get to see what they want to see. I figure they want to see me win, and they're going to see me win in a real, you know, fashionable style, I guess, if you will. Or, like, you know, you're going to see just like what you always see. Or you're going to see, you're going to see me get taken out with punches and knees, and, you know, and I ain't going down, like, you know, it's not over till it's over. So when it is over, if it doesn't go my way, then I'm probably going to be on my way to the ambulance. But that's the thing with fighting guys like this. You know, I don't appreciate people keep asking me to fight Robbie Lawler too, or if Robbie Lawler wants to fight me, or this and that. You know, I think it's ridiculous. You know.
Well, who do you want to fight?
Well, because the thing is, I've already fought this guy, and the last thing I want to do is rematch guys like Robbie Lawler, KJ Noons. If I beat this guy, I don't ever want to fight him again. You know what I mean? Because this is dangerous fighters. You know, that's the last thing. That's the last thing I want to do. I want to beat these guys, and I want to get them out of my life. You know, because win or lose, I'm going to take punches from these guys, and these aren't good punches to be taken. And there's a lot of people in the sport that don't have this capability of inflicting damage on somebody. At the same time, they're better fighters. So, you know, don't ask Robbie Lawler if he wants to rematch me. I'm not going to take no fight with Robbie Lawler. I already have been fought him. Last thing I want to do, regardless win or lose, is take more Robbie Lawler punches. That's not good for your head. No.
But who do you want to fight after Cyborg?
You know, I'll fight whoever they have for me. I fight for Strikeforce. You know.
Can I ask you, what do you think about Strikeforce heavyweight tournament?
I think it should be a real entertaining tournament on account of these guys are real mixed martial artists. They're not like a pro wrestler that just got into the sport that's had 3 fights. These guys have been fighting. You know, they've been fighting for some of them as long as I have. You know, like Fedor. This is, in my opinion, the most technical heavyweight that you have out right now. You know, as far as MMA goes. You know, grappling and striking. So this is, you know, way better than anything you're ever going to get to see as far as heavyweights. You know, and that's just the way it is. You know.
I want to thank you for your time, Nick. Thank you so much.
Right.
Best
I'm
of
good,
luck
man.
to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.